All right, hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to today's live group coaching call. I'm gonna just kind of wait and see if there's a few people that want to jump on. And while we are, realize if you're watching in from our live page, we're live every Wednesday. There's a chat roll below the video, so feel free to comment or ask questions, and just put it right there below the video if you'd like to. Let's see here. I'm going to make sure that I'm live, just check a couple things, refresh the screen here. All right, good. Looks like it's all working. Awesome. Now, we're also live on Facebook inside the members area. If you're not already a member, just search Doctors Only, Spinal Hygiene Doctors Only Club, and I let all of our members in there for that. And today we are going to be training on the Advanced Spinal Hygiene Workshop for patients, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take you through that PowerPoint. You'll find it inside in your members area, the Advanced Workshop, in-office workshop is what we call it. And if you need that PowerPoint, even if you need me to email it to you because it's too hard for you to go online and look for it in the members area, then just shoot me an email. I'll email it to you. If you need help navigating the members area, there were some people who just signed up who were like, well, how do we use all this? Look, schedule a 15-minute Skype call with me. It may not even take us 15 minutes, but I'll walk you through every aspect of the members area, make sure that you know how to use it, all right? I'm going to share my screen here, and we'll get started. I will show you the actual PowerPoints, okay? Here we go. Now, you should be seeing my screen here. Of course, let me know if for some reason you're not. Okay, so these slides, as PowerPoint slides, are completely editable. Okay, so you can go in there, put your logo here, change your name, whatever you want to do. Remember, on any of these slides, you can edit anything. If I say something that doesn't fit with your philosophy, or it's not congruent somewhere in your practice, change it and make it your own. But these slides are really cool. Now, of course, I'm not going to do the actual presentation for you, but I'll read some of the slides. I'll show you, the reason why we put some of these slides in there. But you know how to do your own presentation. So to get started, I always cover three things. What is spinal hygiene? How will spinal hygiene improve your life? And how do you implement spinal hygiene into your daily routine? So when I'm in front of a group of my patients, I'm saying these are the three things that we're going to be learning today, okay? So we'll move right into the first one, and we say, well, what is spinal hygiene? Let's define that. And did you know that the medical system doesn't really have a definition for spinal hygiene? So we define spinal hygiene as the set of practices associated with the preservation of the spine, maintaining the health of the spine. This includes, but is not limited to, regular chiropractic adjustments. Now, I made this definition up, and I believe that we should all adopt it as our definition of spinal hygiene. And I think if we create the definition of spinal hygiene first, we can actually keep the words chiropractic in there. If medicine creates the words and defines spinal hygiene, then we're kind of SOL there. We're just not going to be able to keep the word there. Not going to be able to own spinal hygiene. And I think we should. I think it's like dentistry. Dentistry owns dental hygiene. Chiropractic should own spinal hygiene. But it doesn't have to. Like physical therapists, if they went on this big campaign about spinal hygiene, then physical therapists would own spinal hygiene and we would be out of luck. Okay, so guys, I think this is awesome that we're all joining together to own these words and to define these words. Okay, here we go. Next one. Obviously, this concept of hygiene has been very successful in dental profession. So I want to go into a little bit of a history and share with my patients about Dr. Alfred Fones, the father of dental hygiene, and how he was pulling teeth in the early 1900s, and it was just epidemic of tooth decay. And then this is important because in the late 1800s, a fellow by the name of Dr. Willoughby Miller, he's actually a dentist and a medical doctor, discovered that bacteria releases an acid from the breakdown of sugar that causes tooth decay. So they knew what the cause was. And so that they were able to figure out through deductive reasoning that the key was that proper hygiene or upkeep would prevent degeneration in the teeth. And you know what? We see that to be true in every area of the body, not just the teeth. We look at the teeth and you can tell what person has been keeping proper upkeep of their teeth. They've been brushing and flossing and preventing degeneration of their teeth. We can see it in the body. Look, the bottom line is the difference between those two pictures you're looking at is that person on the left put in a lot of work, a lot of effort to keep his body in good shape. How much energy does it take to keep the body on the right? None, right? It's entropy. It falls apart. It's like you don't have to do anything and your body will degenerate in any area. Your teeth, you don't do anything, it will degenerate. Your belly, you don't do anything, it will grow, it will degenerate. You'll get less and less healthy. And same thing in the spine. If you don't put in the effort to maintain your spinal alignment, your spinal health, disc height, we're going to go into this in just a second, it will degenerate. This is entropy. It will fall apart. So that's why you people, I'm talking to the audience, I'm like, that's why when you are here and you're learning this, you're already just so ahead of the curve because most people out there don't know what you're about to find out tonight, right? So now I always think it's important to show that these concepts are self-evident, that there are a lot of studies out there. You can even hand out different types of studies. The studies that say, the percentages of spinal degeneration and all these types of things. And there's a lot of studies that show that what we do in our office prevents degeneration and all these types of things. But even though studies are great, we don't really need a lot of studies to know that this is just because it's just common sense, right? Brushing your teeth is common sense. You won't see how many studies on brushing your teeth. Have the audience raise their hand. How many of you have read a scientific study, peer-reviewed scientific study on brushing your teeth? No, and probably no hands will go up. How many of you brush your teeth? Everybody's going to raise their hand. So do you need a $1 million study to prove that brushing your teeth is healthy for you? No. The difference is not that there's not studies out there about chiropractic. The difference is that the public awareness is not where it needs to be. You see, oral hygiene or dental hygiene has a huge public awareness. 90% of people say they brush their teeth regularly. That's most people. Well, it's a lot of people. So that awareness leads to half the population actually says they visit their dentist regularly. And 50% of 300 million people, that's a lot of people, right? They visit a dentist. So dentistry is the second largest healthcare profession in the world. Why do you think dentists give away free toothbrushes? They don't make their money teaching you how to practice proper dental hygiene. But you go to them when you have a cavity. You go to them when you have a toothache. You go to them when you need something. You go to them for a checkup. But they're always going to educate you and give you toothbrushes and give you like that pack with the toothbrush and the floss and say you need to be doing this on a daily basis. That's why I do this presentation for free, because I want to educate you that you should be doing something on a daily basis. You should be coming to us regularly for adjustments, correction of subluxation, and maintenance of your spine. And you should be doing home care on a regular basis as well, because spinal hygiene has a very small public awareness. And I think it's fair to say, sorry, took a drink there. I think it's fair to say that less than 1% of people actually do anything for their spine at home. Compare that to dentistry. Over 90% of people brushes their teeth, right? And because of this lack of awareness about taking care of your spine, most of the statistics out there show that less than 5% of people actually have a chiropractor. Now compare that to dentistry. 50% of people have a dentist to take care of their teeth, but less than 5% of the population has a chiropractor to take care of their spine. Is that smart? Absolutely not. We wonder why over 80% of people in our world, in our country, will have spinal degeneration, degenerative disc disease, osteoarthritis of the spine by the age of 60. No wonder. Now, okay, so how did dentistry build this awareness? Number one, they got into schools and the businesses. That's why I need your help. I need you, if you have an office, a business, I need you to talk to your PR person. I'm talking to the audience here. This is a great way for you to set up talks, right? See if I can come to your business. I'll actually provide lunch. I'll cater lunch. And besides, a lot of you out there, or some of you have said that catering lunch is expensive. You don't want to do that. You don't have to cater lunch. You don't. You could just do a workshop. Just have them talk to their PR person, say, can I come to your place of business to do a workshop? If you want to, you can bring a veggie tray or something like that for people. You don't have to cater lunch just for these lunch and learns, okay? I just want to let everybody know that. But this is a great time to get people on your side, helping you get into businesses so that you can help them. The second thing that they did, dentists not only got out into our community, but they also taught it to their patients. That's why I'm teaching it to you. That's why we're having this presentation right now. But let me share with you this. This is the most important thing. How will spinal hygiene improve your life and your family's life forever? Bottom line, it helps you maintain the health of your spine and nervous system, the master system of your body. All right. So I always try to encourage people, if you just do one exercise per day for your spine, not only will you improve your results here in this office, but you'll begin to transform your spinal health. And then if you'll help me to share this message with your friends, family, and coworkers, together we can make a huge difference in the health of our community. So how do you implement spinal hygiene? That was the why behind why you need spinal hygiene. But let's look at the how, okay? First, we have three fundamental principles of a healthy spine. This is important that you guys know this, and just wrap your mind around this and know this every time you do your exercises at home, every time you get adjusted, you're improving these three things. Number one, your spine should be in a certain alignment. Number two, your spine should move through a full range of motion in each direction. Number three, your spine should have muscles around it that are strong and healthy. All right. Now, this is spinal hygiene. That's why we're going to actually talk about spinal alignment, range of motion, and strength. Now, lack of any of those three, if you have significant lack of those three, which a lot of you do in here, then that means you have subluxation. That should only be corrected in our office. Don't let somebody else try to adjust you, okay? It should only be corrected by a chiropractor. Just like you wouldn't let somebody off the street try to drill your cavity, try to fix your cavity in your tooth, right? So you go to a dentist to correct your cavity, and then you brush and you floss between visits, right? Same here. You're in our office. We're correcting subluxation. We're maintaining subluxation. Subluxations can happen very quickly. And so we want to be able to check your spine. We want to be able to adjust it and correct subluxations, but then I want you doing your spinal hygiene exercises at home as well. Now get this. There are a lot of different ways to exercise, and all those ways would probably be good for your spine. But our goal here is to manage these three areas, okay? So you could go for a jog, you could walk. If you're already doing these things, keep doing them. It's great. But the way we want to really be efficient about these three areas is that we want to address the spinal alignment, the spinal range of motion, and the spinal strength. And we want to find these exercises that are very, very efficient. Just like brushing your teeth. Like if you eat an apple, that's probably like decent for your teeth because you're getting, you're biting into that apple. It's kind of cleaning some of the things off your teeth a little bit. But the dentist wouldn't tell you just eat an apple in the morning and eat an apple in the evening, and that's all you need to do. Now, the dentist would say brush your teeth. Why? Because brushing is easier and more efficient than just eating an apple, right? So that's why I'm giving you these exercises that I'll be giving you. The first one is the exercises what we call spinal molding, and this is for alignment. And a lot of your patients already have their spinal molding rolls, but this will help teach them why they do what they do. So just like the picture, your spine should be straight from the front and it should have curves from the side. Here's a good view of the spine. It's easy to see subluxation and misalignments. The spine should be straight from the front, and look, obviously that one on the right is not straight. So we have to adjust that, we have to correct that, and then we have to do our spinal hygiene exercises between visits to help keep that. Now from the side, you should have natural curves. So this is what spinal molding does. When you're laying on your rolls, it helps you to keep these what we call lateral curves in the spine between your chiropractic adjustments. So you place one roll of the neck, one roll in the lower back. The one thing this also does is it helps us to maintain those good disc spaces. Can you tell the difference between the two discs there, right? One on the left is nice and open, the one on the right is closed. That's from a lack of motion. Lack of movement. Loss of those curves also causes degeneration or loss of those discs. Spinal molding helps you to maintain those lateral curves and takes advantage of those discs All right. Now, I recommend that people do spinal molding at night before you go to bed because that's when your spine's typically looser. How do you do spinal molding? Well, if you don't know already, then what we want to do is we want to sit on the edge of our bed. We want to rotate back and forth to kind of warm those discs up just a little bit. Then we want to be able to lay on our spinal molding rolls. One goes underneath the neck, one goes underneath the lower back, and we want to lay on those for 5 to 20 minutes. Okay, so you start with 5, build up to 20. And then you want to go ahead and make sure that you're making your visits. Don't miss your visits because your adjustments will help correct this. Your spinal molding will just help keep your adjustments, okay? So that's spinal molding, piece of cake. The next exercise we want to make sure that you know how to do is spinal range of motion. One thing is for sure, your spine was made to move. If you don't move it, it will degenerate, okay? It could have been, look at the pictures there. It could have been that your spine would have been made as one solid bone, like your femur. That's the femur bone right here. Because you can't bend your femur, like you can't bend your leg except for at the knee, right? If the spine was one solid bone, you wouldn't be able to move it, but it's not. It's 24 different movable bones that have to be able to move. Roger Sperry, he was a 1981 Nobel Prize winner. He said movement of the joints of the spine is analogous to a windmill generating electricity to run a power plant. Therefore, the more mechanically distorted a person becomes, the less energy there is for healing, metabolism, and thinking. So if you want to heal, if you want good metabolism, if you want to be able to think better and clear, you need to maintain movement of your spine. Now, your discs must have movement to maintain health. And then I kind of go into some specifics about how blood flow is lost at the age of puberty. One of the reasons is hormone changes because you're not growing as much anymore. You don't need those growth hormones as frequently. So blood kind of calms down, slows down. Because when things are growing fast, like when those vertebrae and discs are growing really fast, they need a lot of blood flow to get nutrients to them to make them grow fast. You go through puberty, you don't grow as much after that. You don't need as much blood flow to certain areas, right? But we do have to maintain the health of those discs, so we need motion and movement. It's called imbibition. And it refers to the exchange of movements. They're pumping. So misalignments and lack of motion cause degeneration of the spine. We also know that misalignments cause bone remodeling. It's called Wolff's Law, okay, that leads to calcifications. But basically, lack of motion degenerates your disc due to lack of imbibition. So what do we do to combat that every day? 3 exercises, or I mean 1 exercise, but 3 different planes of motion. We're going to stretch forward and back, side to side, and rotation. All right, just like these pictures. Forward and back of the neck, side to side of the neck, rotation of the neck. Then in the lower back, forward and back of the low back, side to side in the low back, and rotation in the low back. And you can have everybody stand up and then have them actually go through these exercises with you. And that's really cool to do during your class. And then you would just say, you know, spinal range of motion can be done any time of the day, but we would recommend it in the morning because that's when you're going to be stiffest. You're going to be real tight when you wake up in the morning because you've been laying in one spot for 8 hours, right? But if you do these regularly, we can help stop degeneration. You can keep your spine from breaking down. You can eliminate or at least reduce the devastating effects of spinal degeneration on your body. So lifetime spinal wellness is chiropractic adjustments. Number 1, to correct those misalignments, activate the nervous system, correct subluxation, and then your spinal molding helps you to maintain those lateral curves. Your spinal range of motion helps you maintain movement. Now we also, a lot of you got your home care kits. You know that there's a wobble disc and resistance bands in there. Those are very important in correcting your posture and strengthening your postural muscles to help you hold alignment as well. But here's the ideal spinal hygiene frequency every week. This is what I want you to do to get the best results is your weekly chiropractic adjustments and checkups. And some of you are on 2 times or 3 times a week. So if you are, keep those. But every morning, I want you doing the spinal range of motion exercise. Every night, I want you doing the spinal molding exercise. Those 2 exercises religiously without ever missing. Now, the wobble disc and the resistance band exercises, try to get those in 4 to 7 times a week. So you miss one here or there, I'm not gonna jump down your throat. But I need you to do the range of motion and spinal molding every day, and then I need you to do your wobble disc and your resistance bands 4 to 7 times per week. Okay? Awesome. So you just did an entire advanced patient workshop, spinal hygiene workshop. Now, I work a lot with Dr. Stephen Franson. He does the Remarkable Practice, and he does a a weekly class called Better Results Faster. And I think this you know, he has his own PowerPoints. I haven't even looked at them. I don't know what they all have on there. But this workshop is something that we're doing to help patients get better results faster. If your patients can understand what we just went over in that class, and if they're doing that, they are going to get better results in your office. I just about guarantee that every time. People who do their exercises at home get better results. Not only that, but people who do their better results, people who do their exercises at home are better patients. They show up for their visits because they have a greater awareness about taking care of their spine. Then after they get done with their corrective care plan, they stay for wellness because why? Because they understand the importance of taking care of their spine, because they're active, because it's on the edge of their mind, because they do something every day. The people who don't stay in your office, the people who don't stay for wellness care, those are the people who really just think about pain, realize that they've been out of pain for a little while, and don't really think about it. So they're like, I don't really need this chiropractic. I'm not really using it. That's really the number one reason. They're like, I'm really not using it. I'll just quit for a while, and I can always come back. But the people who are doing it every day are like, I'm using it. I'm getting value out of it. I'm feeling great. I'm going to keep it. I know what I'm doing now. I have a plan, right? So anyway, I know that's going to build retention in your office. If you have any questions about those workshops, let me know. I'm going to be speaking at the Practice Automation Mastermind in Dallas this weekend. So if any of you are up there for that event, give me a shout out. Let me know. Love to meet up. And anyway, I hope you had a good training today. I'm going to go ahead and check real quick if there's any questions. I didn't hear any comments or questions being put in. You guys are always welcome to contact me. My information is always in the emails that I send out, drtabor@live.com, or you can reach me on my cell phone as well. My phone number is always on the personal emails that I send out for the workshops. Or for these live calls, I always send an email out, and it has my personal cell phone on there. Okay. All right. Let me see here. I think we're good. Yep. Awesome. All right, guys. Y'all have a great week. Don't hesitate. Reach out if you need me, and we will catch you on the next one. See ya.